Hello, my name is Michael, and I am the one running the account Mazed Out, the series Mazed and Confused. Just figured I'd stop in and say, hey, let you know what's been going on with the account, because I obviously haven't uploaded in 2 years. And the thing is I have been, I don't know, I'll talk about it a little bit. The thing with Mazed Out is I have been playing it a lot without recording it. I enjoyed the account for quite a long time, but I am kind of no longer finding any enjoyment in it. Go ahead and take a look at my stats right here. I mean, this is way more than what I had last time you guys saw. I was in the maze still last time I saw, which I'm still in the maze now. It's funny how things like that work. But I do think that closure is important, and that is why I am recording this video. I have played this account for a long time. I think this is over 1,000 hours, something like that. Let me pull out ye old calculator. Yeah, it's like 1,500 hours played on this account, and I have rolled 5 chunks, I believe. Well, yeah, 5 chunks I've rolled. I had an interesting journey, and I guess I can kind of go through and talk about that a little bit and kind of say what's going on. So the biggest thing made me stop making the YouTube videos. It's not because I didn't want to make YouTube videos, because the YouTube videos are fun to make, but my method of recording was really bad, and by the time I was like ready to make episode 4, I just had no will to like keep going with it. I just have so much footage that is like recorded in such an annoying way, and I have to parse it in such an annoying way to even like get a video out of it. And I have a better strategy for that now, but that kind of doesn't change anything because I'm also just not having fun on the account. Basically where we left off, I think I needed to train magic and get my curved bone. Those were my 2 last goals that I needed so that I could cast high alchemy and leave the chunk. So I killed like some amount of hill giants in the realm of like 15,000, I don't know, to get my first curved bone. And then I was like, wait, okay, now I need runes. And I think the best way for me to get levels is to actually cast low alch and telegrab. So what I did was I kind of went back and forth between hill giants and zombies and got all the runes I needed to cast. I casted them as I was killing the hill giants. I would like telegrab the bones when they died, and I would like low alch stuff in between like hits while I was hitting the monsters. And then I ended up killing somewhere around 20,000 hill giants on the way there, and I got my 55 magic. I roll. I'm very excited to roll. It's my first roll. It took me quite a long time. I actually have it noted here. It took me 21 days of game time. I roll the chunk below the tree gnome village. So I only have access to like the little watchtower area with the bushes. The watchmen in there drop iron ore. So that makes me have to superheat to 15 smithing in order to superheat an iron bar as a goal. My way of doing that was to go into the maze and fight zombies and goblins to get iron ore and copper ore, and then smelt them together with superheat. The drop rates are abysmal. You can look them up yourself. I was getting like 3 XP per hour or something stupid like that. It was a lot of me playing like 12-hour days, and the majority of my experience was coming from XP lamps. So I wasn't even like, I was like barely playing the game. I mean, I'm like killing goblins and the thing is like my method was so bad that I got more XP from the random lamps, which is just kind of sad. Regardless, I get through it. At one point I am like trying to force spawn leprechaun events with forestry, and just to so I can like bank some of the stuff, because I have all this like random like stuff you get from randoms in my inventory so that I can like I literally had like 2 inventory spaces left at that point because I needed to have the pieces so that I could unlock lamps from the other randoms. So we did that. I got the fox whistle, which is pretty cool actually. In that was a very fun moment when I was doing forestry, but it was kind of a little side tangent to the journey. So that chunk took me 25 days. So it took me longer to get 15 smithing than it did to complete the entire first chunk in game time. That's, I mean, if we turn 25 days into hours, that's 600 hours just in that chunk. Okay. So, you know, we've spent 500 hours in our first chunk, 600 hours in our second chunk for 15 smithing. And I get to rolling again. I'm like, things are nice. I roll fight arena chunk. That's like, I do the quest and then I leave. And then I roll the Ardougne monastery chunk, which is me doing Monk's Friend and the Clock Tower quest and getting the first like exception of the account where I was needing to plant like a poison ivy bush for an RD hard diary or something like that. But the thing is I didn't have a spade. So if I planted a bush and it died, then like I was just locked out of farming forever. And I didn't want to lock myself out of the skill. So I said I will just rake the patch passively. And I haven't done it like a lot. I haven't done as much as I should. But, you know, every once in a while I'll rake. All these levels are from raking, 18. And so I go on to roll my next chunk. And I roll, you know. And because I rolled the Watchtower chunk beforehand, I also have access to the other side of Yanille. So I have the entirety of Yanille now. And that is where I did a lot of grinds. I had to get like 82 thieving. It was like 1 to 50 on men. And then I did watchmen, and then I did gnomes to 82, I believe, or something to that effect. I don't know exactly where we went with it. I juggled a medium clue because I wanted to do one on the account. I got a green d'hide body, just an item I couldn't use. I thought that was funny because you can't use green d'hide body without doing Dragon Slayer. Despite being able to do it, you know, you can wield a red Dragonhide body without Dragon Slayer. So I don't know what's so special about the green Dragonhide body. So I do that. I do a lot of agility. I had to do the agility on the, like, I think it was like this underwall tunnel. Okay, no. Thinking on it, I might have had to lamp to get to this or something. I don't know. Maybe I had to go, there's like another underwall tunnel that was level 1, but you had to run around or something to that effect. I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember. It was a long time ago at this point. And but regardless, I did that. I had to go here to do the Watchtower trellis, and then I had to do the ledge in the Yanille agility dungeon once I got to that point, so I could do the monkey bars. That took me up to like 67 agility. And there's this whole thing looming over me, which is this 99 magic grind that you have to do as an extreme because the Wizards Guild is here. I'm not gonna like rehash all of this. This is, look, if you go to the youtube.com/JoshIsn'tGaming or whatever his URL is, he did the Yanille chunk as an extreme and basically explained why that's kind of a problem with hand in the sand and whatnot. I had a crafting method. There's a dye spawn up here that I can get. One of these goblins drops capes at like 1 in 128. It's like 2 XP or something stupid for a 1 in 128 drop. That is kind of, that is like meme levels of crafting grind. So it like wanted me to do crafting, but regardless, my thing was I wanted to try, and I was like, well, okay, Josh didn't do the 99, but is it possible if I make like a slight exception, right? Like, let's say I do hand in the sand, allow myself to do that. I unlock the rune shop inside the magic guild, and then I can buy the runes to get 99 magic. It would make it feasible. It would be hard, but it would be doable. I'd have to thieve a lot of gnomes to get the gold, but it would be very doable. Maybe not that quickly, but I did realize that the shop that sells the runes also sells they sell battle staves. If you look in my inventory, there's a little fun item called the Fire Orb, and that gives me like a 67 or 62 crafting grind. I'm not exactly sure on the numbers right now. That is not really doable, but I like, at least with the way of taking capes, dyeing them, throwing them away, going and getting a new cape. And so I said to myself, how can we get these crafting levels? Because I think if I'm going to do Hand in the Sand as an exception, I should have to get the crafting levels that come from it. It's just, it feels fair. I'm like looking at ways I can do it. I can unlock Puro, and that like kind of gets me crafting XP. It's not very good, and it also unlocks like a disgusting smithing grind, and also just like it's bad. It sucks for my account. It's not good. So, because you can see, I was kind of working my way towards it. 17 Hunter, I believe it is, or something. And I kind of stopped doing that. As you can see at points in the series where I'm lamping Hunter, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna unlock Puro. It's gonna be so great. It's not great. It's never great. Don't do it. At least as an extreme, it can make your grinds really hard, and also it just kind of sucks as a hunter method. So like I think unlocking Puro, personally, if I want to do my opinion on it, I would say like I would want to wait until I have like an actual hunter method to unlock it, and unlock it naturally. Regardless, the other option was gem drop table, and the monster that I have access to that has gem drop table and that is easy to kill, is hill giants. I do the math. It's all napkin math. I can't guarantee it's like correct or anything, but with like the rate that you would get gems, and assuming I can cut all of them, which I will be able to at some point, it would take me like 500,000 hill giants to do it. And that's like a Verf grind. That's so stupid. And also, it's another one of those things where the XP would just come faster from lamps. So my actual training method would be like doing nothing or killing hill giants and waiting for lamps. Like, it's essentially Lampscape. Okay? So, okay, maybe we say, okay, what if I only have to get the crafting level 4 Hand in the Sand? Because I would have to do that. How many hill giants do I need then? 100,000? It's still quintuple the amount of hill giants I've killed on the account so far. It would be, compared to, so if I were to kill 500,000 hill giants, the amount of wizards I would have to kill to just get 99 magic, I believe it would have just taken me less time to just kill the wizards. Even though it's somewhere in the ballpark of like 1 million wizards. But that's a lot of wizards, man. It's too many wizards. Regardless, we'll put a pin in that, and we will come back, because there are a couple other things that I did in that chunk, in the Yanille chunk. I did the like dwarf thing. I had to get 50 range, and I had to get 40 smithing. Once again, I'm doing a smithing grind with superheating. So I would stay in this little sliver, and I would pull dwarves with my main. They would walk over, and I would fight them, and I would get their like bronze and iron ore, or iron bars, and then their ores to make them. And it took me let me see here, how many dwarves did we kill? We killed about 10,000 dwarves. It took a long time because the method is slow. And then I had to superheat. Luckily, I still had a lot of like superheat, a lot of nature runes, just from the dwarves and from the hill giants. But the problem was that I did not have enough fire runes to be doing superheats. So I had to go down and kill Chaos Druid warriors to get fire runes. That wasn't too bad. It was like 1,600. I get to this point where I'm like, okay, Hand in the Sand doesn't really seem that good for me. Maybe I'll just do what Josh Isn't Gaming did. Yanille chunk. And I got myself to 66 magic. I entered the guild. I killed the wizards to get my staff. Finally having autocast, by the way. It took me like, let me see, how many chaos druids? I had to kill around 16,000 chaos druids to get the runes. in order to get 66 magic. I needed mind runes. I had my best way of getting mind runes was the level 13 zombie, and that's really bad. So I had to do the Chaos Druids instead, and I would airstrike Salarin. And then it took around 660 kills of Salarin to get level 60 magic, and then I could roll. Now, there were a couple things that I was thinking at this time. The area I'm in is really old. It has a lot of really old content, and it has a lot of really bad grinds for extremes. Fishing trawler was one that I did not want to get. Fishing trawler was the main one I didn't want to get. All the other ones I was like, oh, these are fine. Castle Wars would be neat because it would give me teleports that would allow me to, use the mage teleports at the top of the Wizards Guild. It would allow me to use like spellbook teleports. I don't know why I just did that. And that was my ideal chunk, is the Castle Wars chunk, just to unlock teleports and mainly just get away from Port Khazard. Battlefield would have been nice. Tower of Life would have been like whatever. The chunks like below and to the left of Treenome Village wouldn't have been really much of anything. I think the Dwarves would have given me like another superheat grind for steel, but I don't think it would have been that bad because they would have been easier to kill. The problem with the Dwarves was I was using another account to pull them, so it took forever. I'm playing 2 accounts, I'm paying for 2 accounts, and they're both actively doing this one thing. The other account doesn't get to play, so, and I don't really like that. I like when I have multiple accounts bonded up, I like to play them both like actually doing something, not like one is a slave to the other. You can take a look at the bank here, I guess, since I'm here. Alright, there's my fox whistle. Just some assorted whatevers, a lot of like apple pie stuff. Oh yeah, the cooking grind, I forgot. I did the trading over supplies to Frenita's Cooking Guild to get the apple pie materials. But yeah, this is kind of what we've got here. This is all from Chaos Druids. I also have a couple Sinister keys, so I have more. This is like my collection tab where I have 57 Sinister keys, all my fishing bait. I don't know, I just like to pick things up and keep them. My 1,000 pickaxes from the dwarves I killed. We like to have fun. What's an account if you're not having fun on it? And that's really the point of this. Now I can like for sure say Yanille is done. It's cool. I'm excited to roll. East Arty, I was like, oh, well, it's a furnace. That's pretty nice. If I get any future crafting grinds, or smithing grinds, I should say, I will be able to actually use a furnace. That's cool. There's no bank up there. This is something I knew. I just didn't really think about it. And that's the chunk I roll, is East Ardougne. That would have been fine. There's like a couple things to do up there. I think there's like a crafting grind that I would have already done because I was lamping crafting. So I realize when I roll the chunk and I calculate my tasks, oh, the paladins drop mithril bars. So now I have to like get the smithing level for mithril from drops. I'm once again having to smelt ore from drops to get a level and superheat them. And you may be saying, oh, you have a furnace, why are you superheating? Okay, my anvil is down here. My bank is down here. This bank is very cutely locked off. All cities should only be 1 chunk wide, I'm gonna say it. So I start looking at methods for doing this, and it's rough. It's bad. Oh, I didn't say how long it took me to complete the Yanille chunk. So here's the thing with Yanille. I played it for a long time, like a good amount of time, and I took a long break when I was like kind of just getting into the magic grind. So, and then I came back, and this is where I'm at right now. I'm basically a month into coming back. I finished out the chunk. Yeah, so it took me 20 days-ish of in-game time, but those days, like the methods were so rough that I just did not enjoy it. Like the other grinds, I'm like sitting there and the methods suck, but I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. So I won't. I went up to East Ardougne. We're looking at the methods. Okay, so there's a thought that I currently have like 17,000 iron arrows and like a couple thousand other arrows and some arrow shafts, and 50 range. That's nothing to sneeze at. So what I'm thinking is, okay, one method, instead of pulling dwarves, which is going to take forever and it's going to suck, and I'm going to have to pay for 2 accounts the entire time I'm doing it, and it's going to suck. So I really don't want to do that. And the general store sells bronze arrows, 500 at a time, for pretty cheap. I have a lot of money. I have like, I don't know, I have like 1 mil in coins, and I can get more. So the idea is, I don't have access to bows, but I only have my knives. But if I were to complete medium clues through gnomes until I get a U longbow or U bow or U comp bow, whatever, then I can shoot arrows at these knights and it's going to be fine. I look at how many I would have to kill for it. It's like 250,000 knights. Or sorry, not knights, they're paladins. It's 250,000 paladins, and they have a lot of health. They have more health than the hill giants, I think, and higher defenses. It would take way longer than the hill giant grind to do. It is. I personally know a chunker who had to do a similar thing, and she, like, I believe she capitulated on that and didn't do it. Or maybe she did, I don't remember. So method 2, if not that, was, okay, well, the gnomes drop gold. I can just smelt gold. I didn't calculate it in time because calculating the time of thieving is kind of hard. There's like 2 ticks that you take to do it, and then like the time that you're stunned, and you have to like calculate the percentage of times you'll fail, and then like get like XP per hour, or I mean, you calculate your XP per tick basically that way. It's really annoying, and it doesn't matter because here's the short and long of it. It would take around 50 million thieving XP to get enough gold ore from these guys to smelt. Here's the thing. I also just want to superheat if I'm going to do that, because once again, the furnace is so far away. So I would be hoping that in that 50 million thieving XP, which is post 99, by the way, it's a lot. It's a lot of thieving XP. Like, it's well beyond 99. I believe it's like 299's worth of XP, if I remember the number correctly. But I would be hoping to get a fire battle staff from medium clues so that I can get over my hump of, or my bottleneck of fire runes, because killing chaos druid warriors also takes a long time, and their fire rune drops aren't that good. They were good as a band-aid when like the smithing grind was small, and I say small as in like 15 to 40. You know, the XP it takes to get a level as you get up there, it becomes way higher. So that's another thing that is like kind of clue dependent, even if I'm just pickpocketing gnomes. The third alternative is to unlock mining. I don't have mining unlocked because I don't have a tin rock. I don't have a level 1 training method. I have a lot of pickaxes. I have 1,000. I showed them to you. They're bronze pickaxes for one. And the thing about extremes is that they have this funny little thing where if there is a star mining spot in their chunks, they have to get 90 mining for the highest tier of star. I have 2. So I would have to get 90 mining from iron with a bronze pickaxe. Well, that kind of sucks, because 90 mining with bronze pickaxe takes a really long time. I watched Chunky Riz do it in the desert, and it really sucked for him, I'm sure. That would be like an external goal to getting the smithing. I would have to basically get the iron. I would have to smelt it, and then I'd have to turn it into something. Probably plate bodies, because I want to do as little smithing as possible at that point. Here's the thing. You may be saying, oh, well, that's fine, you have a furnace. Furnaces so far. Furnaces so far. But it's not just that, it's that iron has a 50% fail rate on regular furnaces. So if I'm smithing from iron, I want to be superheating it. And if I want to do 90 mining in a sane amount of time, I want a better pickaxe. And that's where we come back to medium clues. Where if I do the mining method, I both want the better pickaxe from it and I want the fire staff from it, so that I would basically mine the iron up here at the monastery, right? And then I would, while running down here, be superheating it with my runes and staff. Yeah, that's not the best, but you know, if I did that and I had like an addy pick from clue drops, that would be cool. But that's predicated on me getting the drops. So what if I just went to 99 thieving, tried to clue juggle, and just chose whichever one the clues gave me? If they give me the bow, I do the paladins. If I get the pickaxe, I'll do the mining. If I don't get anything but the fire staff, then I'll just continue thieving until I either get one of those items or I get to 50 mil XP in thieving. And I'm just tired. I'm tired of the superheat grinds. I'm tired of extremely active methods like thieving, or specifically pickpocketing, you know? Thieving is not bad. Like here's the thing. There's like a nature rune chest in Ardougne that I can like foot pedal. And that's like guaranteed, it's chill. I don't even have to think about it. And that wouldn't be bad at all. The pickpocketing is rough. Even to 99, and let me say, the amount of medium clue steps that I have possible is 6. I have 6 completable clue steps out of 165. There is a 3.64% chance of any clue that drops even being doable, and I need to get, I believe, 5 clues to get like a full, like 100% chance of completing the medium casket or getting the casket. So let me just look at gnomes real quick. I mean, I'm not going to do the math. I'm just going to give you the numbers and you can do it yourself if you want. If not, that's fine. It's 1 in 150 to pickpocket a medium clue from a gnome. That's not bad, all things considered. It's better than trying to get it from a monster because pickpocketing is a lot faster. The failure rate's around 50%. Sorry, I'm recovering from a sneeze that I will not keep in the video. So, yeah, 150 clue scrolls, 150 chance of getting a clue scroll from these guys. Okay, my train of thought is back. And then, in terms of, like, medium clue casket, like, the rates of the stuff I want are, like, 1 in 38 for the yew longbow, 1 in 34 for the fire battle staff, or 1 in 34 for yew shortbow, actually, 1 in 34 for addy pickaxe. If I go on rate on the way to 99, I should probably have a good chance at getting one of those. The keyword being should. Great. This is not doable. Okay. The keyword being should. And the thing is, if I don't, it's terrible. It sucks. I have to do more thieving and more thieving and more thieving. Now, there's a method I could be doing to make the thieving easier. I could pull one of these gnomes over with an alt, and I could range them from outside of their range because they attack with their bow, so they use a ranged attack. And I could body block them with mazed out. I could use southwest tile against like one of these trees to like walk and drop clues as I need to, and that would keep them in place for basically the same amount of time as like an Ardougne splasher would. But once again, that's so long that I'm spending on 2 accounts, paying for 2 accounts, and doing like very intensive activity while the other account just sits there and does nothing. And I don't like that. And it would be even more of that. I mean, honestly, my main would get a lot of magic XP from the splashing. So, I mean, there is a silver lining there, but that's neither here nor there, I think. That's not, like, worth it in my eyes. It's like, oh, yeah, I could be splashing for, like, a year or something. It's like, no, man. That's not what I want to do with my accounts. I think that I have come to the end of Mazed Out's journey. We made it out the maze. We made it out Yanille with an asterisk because I don't want to kill 1.2 million wizards or 500,000 hill giants. And, you know, we got to a major city. I guess Yanille is a major city, but like a major city. This city has 3 tiles. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know this was resizable. This city has 3 tiles attached to it. 4, 5, 6 tiles. Yanille is only 2. This is like New York to, I don't know, Frederick or something. I think I achieved a lot on this account. I think that what I did, I mean, like base 80 melees is like I'm pretty happy with that on this account. Like if I had any gear, this character would be pretty strong. And I did a lot of long grinds. I'm pretty happy with that. I wish I had the forethought to record them better so that it didn't make editing them terrible. Also, another problem with these really active grinds is that it makes editing really hard too, because I want like something that is like less AFK. You can't do anything else while you're pickpocketing. Except like watch a movie on the side, and that's only if you have the gnome like safe spotted and splashed, you know, or stuck in a corner and you're like letting it free every 10 minutes. It's just not fun. There are thieving methods that I think are fun. Pickpocketing gnomes in the tree gnome village is not one of them. It's not the way I would like to go to 99 on any character. I honestly wouldn't wish for anyone to have to do that. It's not just about the thieving. It's the like just slog of new like just bad methods to get XP that I had to go through. If I could have chosen another place, I put almost 0 thought into like this area, except like, oh, this is kind of, I've never seen anyone start here. Seeing what I've seen, you know, Chunk Yanille comes, you know, after I make the account or whatever. At least I find out about him after the account. So I don't know what Yanille looks like. I don't know what Fishing Trawler looks like, any of that stuff. But now I do. And man, this area is beans. It really is. I mean, like, obviously, if I had gotten the Castle Wars chunk, it would have been, like, really cool. And if I had just not... I mean, listen to me. If I had just not rolled the bad chunks and I only rolled the good chunks, regardless, you know, I'm not having fun on the account. And I think that it is probably time to say goodbye to the account. I might log in every once in a while and maybe chip away at it when I'm feeling like doing it, but I'm just not really feeling this account at all. And I have other things that I want to do with RuneScape accounts. I like challenge accounts. I like different things. And I'm really interested in an account with more mobility after playing a chunker for so long. So I just wanted to give some closure to this account, because I'm sure there are some people that like are still wondering like, oh, whatever happened to this account, blah blah blah, you know. And I want to make sure it's not blah blah blah, you're valid. Sorry. I just wanted to like definitively say, like, I have had a lot of fun on this account. I've met a lot of nice people. I really like the Chunk Clan. I recommend, if you're a chunker, join the Chunk Clan. There's so many nice people here. I've stayed up in Discord calls 3 in the morning hanging out with the boys, and you know, it was a lot of fun. And I just think it's time to close this chapter of my RuneScape life. I don't know why I said cheesy. I'm sorry. I'm so scatterbrained right now. You guys know why I was scatterbrained, but okay. So yeah, I think that's good. Let's get on here. Oh yeah, I got stale baguette at one point. That was pretty cool. That was actually really recent. I thought that was pretty neat. But you know what? I think maybe I'm one for returning from whence ye came. I think that that's really cool. So let's go back to where I started, right here. Let's kick a rat for old time's sake. You know, maybe we'll kick a second rat. Let's say hi to Alcoy. Hello, Alcoy. Okay, let's just call it what it is. Let's say goodbye. Bye.